Grandmaster in hip hop was Grandmaster Flash. And Grandmaster Flash, well, emulated or got his name or title from Grandmaster Flowers. When Grandmaster Flash started to gain prominence in hip hop, it was for his speed behind the turntables. The fastest man on 2 turntables, Grandmaster Flash. Because other than that, what made you any grander than anybody else? Your skills on the turntable. So, boom. One night I was DJing in the club, me and my partner, right? And I was cutting up a record and I was going back and forth, cutting it, catching it. And he was like, faster, faster. And I was started going a little faster. And he was like, faster, faster. And I kept going faster, faster, faster. And he was like, faster. And I kept going faster. And the crowd started going, Grandmaster, Grandmaster. He started going, Grandmaster, Grandmaster. After a while, the whole crowd was like, Grandmaster. From that night on, I was Grandmaster Cass.
Word. What?
All right. Or Grandmaster Casanova Fly. Because that was my name back then when I was, a full-fledged DJ and part-time on the microphone. But my name is Kaz. My title is Grandmaster. And it's a level of excellence. You have Grandmasters in chess. You have Grandmasters in tennis. You have Grandmasters in martial arts. Mm-hmm. And these guys are at the height. They're at the height. You can't go no higher than them. And that's why Grandmaster is so important. And if you take a title like Master, anything with master in it, you better
be a master.
Right? You better be a master.
Because you will get tested. So if I can just piggyback now off of him, the way I got Pop Master, Fabel came from me tagging.
Okay.
Right? And I switched that E and the L because I'm not a fairy tale, So this is all real.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's Fabel, right? One day, we used to go and wreck the Roxy. We practically lived in there. The Roxy's was the epicenter. Nightclub, Wheels of Steel night, Kool Lady Blue. We used to manage Rocksteady, started this thing called Wheels of Steel night at the Roxy, which was a roller skating rink. So, Wiggles, me, a bunch of us would go and just like battle all night long, battle cats, boom. Grand Mixer DST was spinning, Africa Islam, you name it, bam. The whole Zulu tribe, Rocksteady, we were thick up in there, right? Mm-hmm. So I walk in one day, boom, and right away I start jumping on cats. Wow, blakada, let's go. and then homie Kingpin Shaheem from the Infinity Rapids, one of Grand Mixer DXT, formerly known as Grand Mixer DST, who did the scratches on, Rocket, Herbie Hancock's, Vit. So Kingpin Shaheem is on the mic. He goes, oh, we got Fabel. Fabel's here. Fabel. I don't think they used to even say in the house back then, but he said, yeah, the Pop Master. And that's when I was like, yeah, similar story.
I like this.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And I added Pop Master before Fabel.
There's a lot of people who I gave names to in hip hop. Like I just said something like just like that, and they kept it and they just ran with it.
Right.
Should I change my name?
Oh.
Hey,
Brownie is cool. Maybe add some before or after.
Pop Master Brimstone.
That's a very
Master
important.
Brownie, I like it.
That's a very important part of hip hop culture, is having your name passed on to you from someone that taught you something or for someone that preceded you. That was a very big part of hip hop culture, is who you got your name from, how you got it. That's a very important story.
Exactly. Yeah, that is. There's
because you
Kaz's and baby Kaz.
Earn it.
Absolutely not. Yeah. I mean, like the crowd, you earned the name from the crowd.
Yeah, I didn't.
It wasn't like
self-proclaimed. I'm not self-proclaimed. I never called myself legend. I never called myself Grandmaster. I never called myself nothing. None of these exorbitant names, unless that's what I was. That's what I am.
And I mean, and Fabel, the DJ, kind of gave you this name based on your reputation already. So it's like the streets gave you your name. Brimstone, where'd you get your name from?
That's a long story. We got to save that for another episode. I'll break it down real quick though. Started out as a graffiti writer. Brim stood for born and raised in Miami. Eventually, I found out there was a famous Brim from New York City who was down with BDP, and as soon as As soon as
Tats Crew.
and Tats, yeah, he was in Tats Crew. And as soon as I realized that, I didn't want to be associated with biting, so I added my street name, which was 127 on it. After that, I eventually said, you know what, I'm leaving the graffiti world, and I wanted to get a little deeper into my studies. And a brother of mine who was heavily into the Bible gave me the name Brimstone. And so I meditated on that, and around the same time, the name Brimstone, all of a sudden a TV show came out known as Brimstone sometime in the late 90s. So I said, I can't be that, so Brimstone 127. But to break it down, Brimstone stands for bringing rhythm and multi-sonic turbulent overdoses near an explosion. I get it pop without the pills, crack without the crack, and I get it in without the needle in the skin. Can you smell me, lumberjack? From the ceiling to the floor, I go hard into Benjamin Moore. From the floor to the ceiling, I go hard into Sherwin-Williams. And when it comes to spitting, I go hard into Glidden. Brimstone.
Nice
What it is.
That's what it's
By the
about.
way, I don't mean to interrupt, but we do have Will Livesey on our live feed. He is our photographer
Man,
for
Will
the
is
Five
no.
magazine.
Listen, man, you don't know about Will. Let me tell you, Will's
Will
a
is
photographer. He's a painter. He does an artist. This dude is legit insane.
Firefighter.
And he's a firefighter. Homie does everything.
Wow.
So I gotta give it to him. He's one of our hosts, but homie's always busy. I know where you're at, bro. Come back. But that's the thing.
But
So,
he says hello to all of you,
so
and
real
thank you
quick,
so much.
say what up to Will, guys.
Peace, Will.
Peace,
One
Will.
love.
Peace, brother.
I mean,
Respect.
and for what we're doing, you know, he's since he travels a lot, he does things. He he comes on the show every now and then. So we always shout him out. I appreciate you guys doing that.
I wanted to ask them something.
Absolutely.
Both of you, tell us the importance and maybe like some little juicy story that the public wouldn't know about your involvement in Wild Style and your involvement in Beach Street, because they're the two most. They are absolutely the two most important hip hop movies of all time. You know. So a little something about that and your role in it.
Well, for me, Wild Style was cool, and Wild Style was pretty much the breakthrough event that kind of solidified other people's interest in what we were doing here in the city. When we see this little white guy coming around, you know what I mean, with Busy B and Little Rodney C, and he's looking into, you know, going to parties and jams, and like, you know, first we thought he was a cop, of course.
Infiltrator.
You know, but after a while, he showed a genuine interest, like, you know, like he was really interested. And then they started talking about doing movie and stuff, and then eventually the ball got rolling, and we eventually shot the movie Wild Style. Like I said, it just solidified for me, yeah, it's important. This is important to people, and when other people get to see it, they gonna see how dope it is too. You know what I mean? It was kind of like a stamp of approval, like what we doing is movie worthy.
And it's still around today. People
Oh,
still
yeah.
watch that today.
Oh, the 30th anniversary.
35th anniversary of Wild
anniversary.
Styles coming up this Thursday in New York City. We're having a 35th anniversary reunion concert for Wild Styles.
Congratulations.
Wow, that's amazing.
We're both
And
involved.
you want to know what's
That's
even
amazing.
more amazing? To this day, every year at the end of the year, we get a check from Wild Styles.
Look at
wow.
that. Shout out to Rocksteady.
It could be $6.
But it's something.
But every year, anything that movie has generated, whatever, gets split up among everybody that was in the
That's what's
movie.
up.
And you get whatever it is, whatever residuals, you know what I mean? it is.
dope.
And it's really not about the money, but the fact that something lasted that long and the person's conscientious enough to keep like, look, well, it made this and that. Let me give everybody
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's amazing.
That's amazing.
And that's tough to
amazing.
come around these
And
days.
that's why we still rock with you know, with Charlie Ahern, his wife Jane, I mean his brother, I mean it's like a family almost. Now B Street came afterwards. B Street came pretty much like closely right afterwards, but we weren't in B Street. We weren't in B. Well, my group, the Cold Crush Brothers, because they said we had to audition.
What? Hold on. That was a little more. I'm not editing
No, wait,
that
that
moment of
was-
silence. I'm not gonna edit.
I
that
hope
moment of
not.
silence.
Let me say it again. They said we had to audition.
Wait, hold on. Who
Are
said
y'all
what?
crazy?
Harry Belafonte and his production crew, whoever, said they was auditioning hip hop people for a hip hop movie. And we were too prominent in the culture to audition for something that we done. And we had just done a movie. We had just done Wild Style.
Well, there's an exclusive because I had no idea
But
about
you
that.
know, they probably thought y'all were actors. That's what it was. They got like twisted.
They
got
didn't know
twisted.
enough about us. They didn't know enough to just say, oh, automatically, we need them. We need them.
Yeah.
You know, we need them. I mean, to not need us or say, well, you guys are already in a movie. Let's get some other people. I can dig that. I can
Give
ride
somebody
with
else
that.
a chance, right?
But to say, come in and audition,
Like,
that,
do you know
that
who
was
we
like
are?
a slap in the face to us. So we was like, we don't want to audition. We done with that. Go ahead with your movie.
So I could add on, right, regarding B Street. I was listen up. You know, Wiggles and I, we were part of Rocksteady. Then we also started dancing. We helped form another crew. Well, the crew actually existed, but we became part of it. Wiggles before me. You know, then I jumped in. It was called the Magnificent Force, right?
Okay.
And there were many members along, you know, in the history of it. But ultimately, it wound up being 5, right? Kalima, Cosmic Pop, Kalima Muhammad, who's a cousin of Bambaataa. Fast Break, Icy Ice, was one of the pioneers of power moves.
Wow.
You know, when cats like jump into a Kurt Thomas flare and start flying around. He created halos, you know, complete pioneer. Cory Montalvo, that's his real name. Mr. Wiggles and myself, us 5. So we went to Berlin and we did the Berlin Jazz Festival. We did the Berlin and the Zurich Jazz Festival in 1983, along with members of the Crash crew, with Mike C. and Daryl C., God bless the dead, the DJ, right? We went out there, did our hip hop thing, boom, you know, they did the DJing, rhyming, we blew it up with the dancing. And Harry Belafonte happened to be in Germany when we were there. He was touring or whatever, and he saw us on TV because it was broadcasted. And he went like this, I want those guys for my film.
I wasn't even born yet.
So our manager comes, you know, when we came back home to New York, she was like, hey, you know, when we were out there X, Y, and Z, he wants you guys, you know, for this film. We were like, all right. You know, what is it about? Oh, about hip hop. Okay. Are they paying us? Yeah. You know, union scale, the whole shebang, right? Long story short, we go, you know, I was in the Christmas scene in the front with a pompadour. You know, the Gallo status, right? And, you know, the whole crew, we were in it. I wish they would have showed more because we did crazy solos and all that. But, you know, things happen in the editing room. And by the way, the battle between Rocksteady and New York City Breakers, even though they called them the Bronx Bombers and the B Street, que se yo madre, you know, before what you saw in the film is nothing compared to the battle when they were setting up the cameras.
Ooh. No.
You should have saw that. They were at it.
Hold on. Is there footage?
No,
Somewhere?
there is none.
Anywhere?
Nowhere?
In my memory bank. That's not gonna help you right now.
Man, if I could plug you into the Matrix, I would, bro. Just to get that.
I'd probably chop your arms off. But no, I'm kidding. Well, you know, the Matrix, come on.
I know.
Yeah. You're scaring me now. All right. But the point is this: we did the film. You know, we had a bug out. I'll tell you, man, we were young and wild.
It's crazy.
You know, we were young and super wild, inquieto, eléctrico, you know, all over the place, right? Finally, the film didn't come out. Harry Belafonte and his whole production team, whatever, they took us on a B Street tour, right? To promote the film before it came out. So I think we hit Spain, Germany, Italy, you know, and in one of those spots, the south of France, we did the Cannes Film Festival. And we were in competition with Breaking, the movie Breaking. They were trying to see who draws the fastest. Yeah. So, you know, we get there, you know, Harry, you know, the Beat Street crew, you know, they brought the Magnificent Force, Rocksteady crew, not New York City Breakers, New York City Breakers, Bambaataa and his crew, you know, the main performers that were featured in that film. We were all there. And for Breaking, they brought Shabadoo and Boogaloo Shrimp, aka Turbo and Ozone, who I happen to know. But when I saw them there,